Oh, y'all, this is the part when it really gets interactive. Welcome to Ask Dr. Sylvia, where I listen to your questions about business, faith, finances, and everything in between. No fluff, no fancy church language, just real talk from one faith boss to another. You send in your questions, and I bring the word and wisdom and solutions. Let's get into today's questions. And ooh, baby, they're good. The first question comes from an audience member, and it is a very, very good question. It says, what if my spouse doesn't believe in my business vision? And this is a very good question, and it's probably more common than you may think, especially if you're in the early stages of the vision, or if you've maybe had some visions or thoughts before that didn't necessarily come to pass. But remember this, that your spouse does not have to see the vision just yet. Right now, it is your vision if God has already spoken it to you. But that being said, we want unity in marriage is a powerful thing. And it's important to approach this conversation with humility, with prayer, with wisdom, maybe even fasting about the situation, but not division or with defensiveness. So I'll tell you the story when I got the vision for Violet Eyewear, and I got at my dining room table and I told my husband about the vision. In my decision making process about whether if I was going to keep going with that vision or if it was really from God, I prayed about it, and I came to the conclusion I was going to ask my husband. I was going to see what he had to say, and whatever he had to say, then I was going to take that and I was going to be at peace with it. And so I really thought that he was going to tell me that this was not a great idea for me to keep moving. You already have a business, you already have children, you got all this other stuff going on. This isn't the time for this. But he didn't. He actually shocked me and said he thought that it was a good idea. So not every time you go to your spouse, you may think that he's going to say one thing or think that she's going to say something, but she may actually say a different thing. Maybe God is already working on their heart on your behalf. So you want to make sure that you have those conversations. Because of that agreement in our marriage, then I was able to move forward with the vision. And not only was I able to move forward, he's also helped me with it. It became our vision, our collective vision, versus just something that I was doing on my own. So some of the keys to this, number one, is to pray first and speak second. Pray about it first. Make sure that it is right in your soul, and then go to your spouse and have that conversation. Communicate with clarity and with purpose. Make sure that you are honoring your spouse. Share your why, your plan, how your vision honors God and your family. And also let your fruit speak. Be consistent, disciplined, faithful with the small steps. And when your spouse sees that you are honoring God and sees that God's favor is on it, then that's when they may begin to believe in the vision as well. 1 Corinthians 7:14 reminds us that one believing spouse can have a sanctifying influence to keep walking. So keep walking in grace and not in frustration. And even if you decide as a couple that it is maybe not right now, it doesn't mean that it's never, because delay is not denial. Your spouse may not understand your calling, but they can't deny your fruit. So, our next question: how do I make sure my vision aligns with God? So we found out, now we got it. We've already got it. We've talked through it with our spouses if we're married. But how do we make sure that our vision stays aligned? It says, how do I make sure that my vision stays aligned with God? That stays is a key word there, because it may start aligned with God, but sometimes we can get off track and now we're not where God intended us to be at all, even though we saw that first vision at first. Alignment isn't a one-time decision. It is a lifestyle of submission. You will consistently be submitting this vision back to God. You will consistently be taking and asking him, am I going in the right direction? Because there's a long journey between when you get the vision and when you see the vision come to pass. And in between those two places, there can be some distractions. You can get off on the wrong path. So you want to consistently be bringing this vision back to God and asking him, am I still where you want me to be? Where should I be going? What should I be doing? Back to those CEO meetings, those weekly meetings that you're having, not just with your business, but also with your vision. So ask God often, Lord, is this still what you have called me to do? And then next thing is to stay in your word. I listened to this pastor. He talks about all these prophets and listening to all this stuff. But the biggest prophetic book that you'll ever get is the Bible. It is the words of God himself. Okay. So stay in your word. And when anything that God gives you should not go against his word. He does not go against his word. Whatever he said, it is, and that's what it is. So God's voice will never contradict his word. So if your business methods or motives go against the scriptures, it's time to adjust. It's time to rethink it. It's time to go and get some wise counsel or to get a mentor or to take it to another Christian leader to see, hey, what's going on here? Watch your motives. Is this vision about impact or just income? Is this about kingdom or is this about clout? And sometimes it can start off about impact, but then it somehow changes or we get on the wrong track somewhere along the way. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and he will direct your paths. That includes business paths too. So stay teachable, stay prayerful, and stay surrendered. A God-aligned vision produces God-assigned results, peace, purpose, and provisions, and you'll start to see those fruit of the Spirit. All right, wonderful people of God. If today's question stirred something in your spirit, if you're seeking clarity, direction, or just a deeper connection with the one who called you, then I want to invite you on a sacred journey, a 40-day devotional, 40 days to open doors. It's not just a daily reading. It's an encounter with God that will unlock your faith, favor, and finances like never before. Whether your spouse doesn't believe in your vision or you're wondering how to stay aligned with God, this devotional was written to strengthen your spiritual foundation and give you daily strategy, scripture, and a space to hear from heaven. Join me and countless other faith bosses on this journey of breakthrough. Download your free copy at drsylviajones.com/open doors. It's time to stop second guessing and start hearing clearly. Your next door is just one obedience away.